Morning, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Stroke. Now, I'm so thrilled to have on this morning Adrienne Turk, and we'll just talk about her stroke and her journey, what she's going through. And so, why don't we go ahead and go? All righty, everybody. Oh, look at this. I'm just messing it up here. All right, here we go. Good morning, Adrienne. How are you?
Very well, very well.
Awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to join me this morning.
Thank you for inviting me.
Oh, hey, it's my pleasure. And I'll bring some comments up at first here so you probably can see them. I'm not sure if you can. I put them on here.
The bar that says private chat at the bottom.
Oh no! Remember how before
it's blocking what you typed. Okay, what you typed is gone now.
Oh, right here. I just pulled up one from Salute. Celinda says aloha from Westchester, California.
I see the word California, but everything else is covered up.
Okay, well, I'll bring some up when they come up, but
okay, so you just tell me what they say.
Yeah, it's all good. Okay. It's all good. So I always love to ask the first time is, who's Adrienne before you stroke? I mean, before you stroke, you had it 16 years ago.
Yep. It will be 16 in July.
Wow. I say congratulations.
Yeah. That's what I tell people when they tell me about their stroke anniversary. Congratulations, right. You made it.
Yeah. I always say the celebration of life. But you
have happened a lot different.
Yeah, exactly. And good morning from Wisconsin, Christy Starr. And good morning, Miss Adrienne and Jerry from Kimberly Turner Tackett. Nice to see you guys. But so who were you before you stroke? You had a professional career.
I was a software engineer.
Wow.
So I was the one that sat behind the keyboard and just cranked out code all day.
Wow, interesting.
So not being able to use my left hand threw a monkey wrench into what I had done for years.
Right.
So now I can't type and crank out code, and then, sometimes I'm sure I probably would have had a hard time developing the code because of, my analytical skills had dropped, so I'm like, would I even be able to type an if being else statement,
Right.
Because it was already a challenge depending on what the project was.
Right.
The coding got really tricky based on what kind of reports they wanted me to present to the client.
Right.
So throw a stroke in there. I couldn't drive in the beginning. So how was I going to get to work?
Right.
I had a problem dressing.
Yeah.
Doing so retirement was my only option.
Right.
It really was.
But you got into banking.
My first programming job. See, I'm here in Birmingham.
Right. Okay.
So I worked at the cancer center at UAB first.
Wow.
And then I moved to Charlotte and went straight into banking. I worked at what used to be called First Union. First Union became Wachovia.
Right.
And then Wachovia became Wells Fargo.
I remember that, yeah.
So I started at First Union, and then I left there and went back to another healthcare arena. And then I left there and went to marketing. So I've done healthcare, banking, and marketing with my, programming career and stuff. So
yeah, that's incredible.
I missed it when I first had my stroke. As time went on, technology moves so fast.
Right. Yeah.
I knew that after 4 or 5 years, I had missed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So trying to catch up, I would probably have to go back to school.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
I'm not doing. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
No.
The schooling part, like we talked earlier, the kids are doing what do you call it? Online classes now.
Remote. Yeah.
And if my grandkid, when they came over, can you help me with this? And one's in like third grade. Oh, so sad.
Right.
I can't even help with third grade.
Right. Right.
Exactly. So you had it 16 years ago, and it was in your uh, same place as me. You said it perfect. Well, it's a hemorrhagic stroke, but then the ganglia.
Basal ganglia. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't really know what I had until, when you leave inpatient, you do your home stuff. So I had OTPT and speech.
Right.
So the young lady that was my OT at the time, she had my file. She used to, when she came over, she had my file and she was reading it. And she said, okay, you had the evacuation of a hematoma on your basal ganglia. And I didn't know what I had. I just knew I had brain surgery.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when she read that off to me, I was like, I did? I did? Is that how you say my surgery? Is that what they did?
Right.
So I
Wow.
was still learning stuff about my stroke along the way,
Right. Right.
you know?
Are you still learning? Because I know me, I'm still learning things that I didn't know, and I just ordered my records, 254 pages of it, so they should be here today.
Okay.
But anyway, so did you know what a stroke was? Not at all.
I heard, see, my aunt had one like back in the 70s.
Right.
And I had only heard about my great grandmother.
Right.
She had a stroke, went into a coma, and she never came out.
Wow.
But I saw my aunt survive it, and it was her left side too. So she got it back, but she was always weak
Yeah.
in her hand. She would always say, it had been, when I had mine, hers probably had been like, if it happened for her in the 70s, I had mine in 2005. So after that, so was it like 40 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
Still scared, she said, to pick up a really heavy pot.
Right.
So I mean, 30, 40 years later, she still had weakness.
Right.
But I saw how far she came. So I'm like, well, with the technology today,
Right.
surely, because the little stuff that she had back then, I'll never forget, it was their first introduction to any electric stimulation.
Right.
And thinking about it now, that thing was a dinosaur compared to like E-stem. We can go on Amazon and buy E-stem machine.
Right. Exactly.
That thing she had,
Was a dinosaur, right?
it was terrible. It was
Yeah.
terrible.
Really quick, did you? I'm like you said, you couldn't see a lot of the comments. Mike Peters, he's from South Wales, United Kingdom. He says, "Hi Turk, beautiful lady. Takes my eyes off Jerry." Oh,
Well,
Mike,
thank you.
oh, that's so funny. But yeah, so in the ganglia, I mean, and so you've had surgery, and you don't. There's no visible scars,
No, it was, they just, okay. Just so, I don't even know how long it is since my hair has grown over.
right?
But let me see. What am I? See, this computer is
It
got
looks.
me thrown off on what side is what.
It wasn't the other side. I
Wait
thought.
a minute, wait.
Right there,
It's, wait a minute.
right there.
It's got me confused. I can't. Okay, and there it is. That's it right there. Can you see it?
Yes,
I
it's
don't know.
really
I can't remember how far it goes back. I can't remember.
right.
When after they shaved my hair off, thinking back, I don't remember how long it was. how
Right.
long the scar is. But yeah, the bleed, and unfortunately the basal ganglia is the part of the brain that's responsible for fine motor skills. So being able to do this
Yeah, I know.
is what the basal ganglia control. So I don't know sometimes if it was the hematoma or maybe the surgery,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were not only was I did I have it, they were touching it in
Yeah.
surgery. And
Yeah.
I think even touching that part of the brain had to have had some effect
Right.
of, which is what they say led to my seizures too. Not only did the stroke cause the seizure, anytime there's like a surgery anywhere in the brain, it could trigger seizures. So
So, yeah, do you have seizures
I
still?
did. I haven't had one in like 14 years.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah, I had enough.
Yeah, I
I
know.
had several.
I'm the same here. I would keep telling people I'm actually, if you need to learn about seizures, I'm a pro at it because I had my share.
Right, right.
They're
I
not fun.
had one time, I had so many. The same ambulance drivers started coming to get me. I told one guy, we have got to stop meeting like this. He was the same guy on duty every time.
That's funny. I mean, we joke about this. I'm glad we can. I mean, oh my
I
goodness.
mean, what can you do?
Yeah,
What can you do?
yeah.
You gotta laugh about it. It's either that or get really, really mad. And what will that do?
How was the emotional part of this whole journey then?
In the beginning, I was in a why me phase
Right?
for a long time, and then it kind of switched over into why not me,
Yeah,
you know. But yeah, you take it's a cycle.
I know. I know. I always say stroke is not for the weak. Not at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My sister told me one time that I make a stroke look easy.
Yeah.
And I told her, well, that's not my intention. I'm just trying to, I guess, live it in front of everybody,
Right.
you
Exactly.
know?
I agree 100%. So did people, when you had your stroke, I think of myself too, because that's where I get kind of these dumb questions. No, but why did people treat you any differently after you had the stroke? Like friends and kind of lost a few here and
Yeah,
there?
I did. I
Yeah.
did. Quite a few. But, hey, like I heard somebody say, if you leave me, you couldn't stay.
Yeah.
And if you stay, you can't leave. I mean, it's just, hey,
Great point.
okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at Mike here. He says he was suicidal. He
I
had a
get
stroke.
that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
That's real. I get that.
Yeah. So Josh here says never settle. Um, I'm just bringing up some comments here.
Okay.
And like
Okay.
Cheryl here says, I laugh about everything, so I'm happy to be here.
Right. That's the attitude you have to take.
Yeah, exactly. John says, I noticed a different facial expression as soon as I made eye contact and talked to somebody for the first time after.
Mm.
Yeah. I
Yeah, like when people say, what happened to you? And I say, when? When?
A lot of things happen.
Yeah, right. Or they say, what happened to your arm? Or what happened to your leg? And as soon as you say, I had a stroke, their face is like, I guess they weren't expecting that.
Yeah, exactly.
I guess they're expecting I had a car accident or something like that.
Yeah, old person have strokes.
Yeah, right. So
But
when
yeah,
people say you were too young to have a stroke, I say, who are you telling? Who are you? Tell somebody that doesn't know. I know this.
yeah,
Too young.
yeah.
Yeah, I
How,
had
how old were you when you had your stroke?
37. I had just turned 37 4 days before that.
Wow.
And I had my son. See, my stroke was 20 days after I had my son.
Wow.
He was born on July 8th, and I had my stroke July 28th. So he wasn't even a month old when I had my stroke. So I didn't get a lot of that, hold your baby and
Yeah, yeah,
all that lovey-dovey time. I didn't really get that. I didn't even get to change a lot of diapers,
yeah. Wow,
when I had my stroke. So now he'll be 16
wow,
this year,
wow.
So I counted that was one that would, when I first had my stroke, you know, you're emotional, So I was talking to my doctor,
Right,
and we started talking about serious things. So I started talking about my son,
right.
how I couldn't hold him, and feed him and stuff anymore, and I got emotional,
Yeah.
and I started tearing up. The next day, they added Zoloft
Oh,
to my medicine regime. And I said, I'm not depressed. I had a moment
yeah.
of sadness. A moment. By the time you left my room talking to me, I was over it. I'm not in a state of depression to the point where I need a pill,
Right, right.
you know? So I'm like, are you all just throwing medicine at me when you feel like it?
So, do you take meds then currently?
Only thing I take now is my seizure meds.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Mike also says anything to get away with changing diapers.
Yeah, but you know what? I wouldn't have minded.
Yeah, oh, I know. I totally understand that. Yeah.
I I feel like I was robbed.
Wow. You did.
I was robbed. You know,
Yeah, yeah. I know.
I didn't get that time. Oh, now that broke my heart.
Yeah,
And when I came to the conclusion, it took a while for me to just accept the fact that I couldn't take care of my kids anymore.
yeah. It's difficult.
That broke my heart.
Yeah,
And I finally said, you know what? I can't do it.
yeah.
Because
So,
I fought so hard to do it
yeah.
that after, okay, I had it in 2005. So maybe like 3 or 4 years later, I'm like, just accept it.
Right.
Admit it and accept it. You can't take care of your kids anymore because you can barely take care of yourself.
Exactly.
So
So, how do you push through those hard days? I mean, I kind of got the answer, but how do you?
what looking forward to the days it's gonna get better.
Yes, exactly.
I refused to say I'm gonna be like this for the rest of my life. I
Right,
couldn't accept it. I refused. I always lived in an area of expectancy.
right,
I
right.
expect for things to get better.
Yeah, and I see Brooke Allen here saying, "Wow, how did you deal with your son?"
Now, a lot of my OT was centered around that because they knew I had a newborn.
Yes.
So they focused on me trying to feed him with one hand and changing diapers. And it was a challenge. I had to learn how to do stuff and not hurt him, at the same time.
Yeah,
Because I'm trying to learn how to change a diaper. I don't want him to fall.
I know.
So it was a challenge. I gotta do it right.
Yeah,
I didn't have any room for error with that.
right. Because you're
I
having
couldn't
one arm.
drop him, or I
You have
had
one
to
arm.
learn how to do it right. So
Exactly.
my OT, they centered it around taking care of my child.
Right.
So it was based on home things like washing dishes and washing clothes and making a bed.
Yeah.
So it was really tailored for my situation, how I was going to have to function when I went back home.
Right. Right. So how? So that's one thing I always hear these, and I know how I was too. When you are out of uh, inpatient therapy or outpatient, or from I guess inpatient therapy, they just were you prepared? Or they just here you go, here's your home therapy, and see you later. I
Yeah,
don't think they
yeah.
prepare you enough.
It depends on the therapist.
Yeah.
I always had a good rapport. I always got personal
Yes.
with my therapist. So I was trying to pull stuff out of them.
Yes.
When I saw them get lax, like I'm like, okay, now wait. I gotta, and I focused, really did. I focused too much on my walking.
Yeah.
That was my main goal,
I
to
agree.
get away from a wheelchair
Yes.
and away from a cane and a KFO. I focused so much on that, I didn't focus enough on my arm.
I'm not to laugh, but I see Mike says, "You all inspire me. Please be my friend, Turk."
Tell them I'm on Facebook.
Yeah, reach out to and Mike does a show 10 o'clock our time on Fridays. Paul Cummings says, "Thanks for the inspiration."
Well, thank you. I think that's one of the things I just don't want people, because it's hard. It's
Yes,
hard, and you get discouraged, and you want to give up.
right.
You just want to stop and say, you know what, forget it. You
Yeah,
know.
this.
But I don't want you to, and I don't care how long it's been. Like somebody always says to me, "How long has it been since you had your stroke?" Sometimes I want to tell people, and sometimes I don't,
Yeah,
because if I tell somebody it's been 16 years, and else they they look like, and you're not any better yet.
I
So if you just had yours last month, that's not encouraging.
right.
You just had yours last month, and here I am 16 years out, and I'm still having problems with my arm.
Yeah,
That may discourage you,
right,
and
right.
I don't want to do that.
Not at
But
all.
at the same time, it may encourage somebody that's 20 or 30 years out.
Right.
So it depends on who you're talking to.
Well, and there's I want to bring this comment up here from John. Says, as somebody that's new to the stroke world, I really, really appreciate all the interviews and information that you guys are putting out there. So
That's
yeah,
what I want to do. I want to encourage people. I just don't want you to give up,
yes,
because it's hard. It's hard to use an old country adage. This is a hard road to hoe.
that's
This is
right.
a hard road. It's hard.
I know exactly. Brooke Allen just says you are an amazing mom and inspiring.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put my 16-year-old son on camera.
please
Oh,
do.
he's
I love,
the look on his face right now. Never mind.
but you know what? I would love to hear what he thinks. Well, he was 16, so he really, because I have a granddaughter that most of my grandkids don't know me before my stroke.
Yeah.
So they just think
Yeah.
I'm like a penguin, so
Right. Right.
it doesn't bother me at all. But so I wonder what your son thinks now, how you're doing, progressing. It'd be great to have him out here. Take a break from school. I know he's like looking. You can look. He can look at back and forth. You both. I know it didn't come out right, but he's right there.
Yeah, he's on the other side. He's in school. He's doing his remote learning. So
Yeah.
I sit here and I read a book, or like I'm doing this now.
Right.
So I'm able to look right across the table and watch him in class. So
Yes. Exactly. At least he's there.
now see, when he was growing and getting older, one day he told me, and it hurt my feelings a little bit, but it didn't.
Yeah.
He said, "I don't want a slow mommy. I want a fast mommy."
Yeah.
So I a little bit, and I
Taking.
thought, oh, that kind of hurt. And then I said, you know what? It's gonna come a day. It's gonna come a day when I'm gonna be on you so fast that you're gonna be surprised.
Yeah. Watch out.
We're gonna be able to race, honey. At one point, it's gonna come a day.
Yes.
So you will always have a slow mommy.
Right. Right. And Lynette Price, she's here, and I told you about her. She's 18, almost 18 years post stroke.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a long time survivor. Okay.
Yeah.
She's still putting in the work. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And there's so many. Kimmy Burton here, they are all different, and they are. I mean, I know every stroke is different. There's some people I know I've had on the show say, Oh, my story's boring. But you know what? It's not. It's
Yeah.
someone's different.
Yeah.
Different.
And you can have it on the same side of the brain, affecting the same side of the body, and have a completely different experience.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Exactly. How was your speech therapy? Because you speak so well. And you had the same stroke. Typically, when you have a hemorrhagic stroke or it's on your left side, well, yours on the right side. So the left side affects your speech.
The left side, the
When you
left
have
side of the brain affects your speech.
when you hit that, when you have your stroke, for the most part, when you have your stroke on the left side, the right side is your affected side, and it apparently, as I've heard, it affects your speech.
Well, mine was on the right side,
Right.
so it took the movement off my left side.
Yes. Yeah.
But no, the only part of the trouble I had with that was I had to learn how to do simple movements. It took me like 3 months to learn to learn how to hike up my lip, like this.
Yeah.
It took months to learn how to do that. And I had to stop chewing gum,
Wow. Really?
and swallowing thin liquids like water or milk.
Right.
So everything, did you have to use that thickening stuff?
Oh yeah. Can I just say that sucked? I did not like that one bit. That stuff.
Ugh.
Wanted to get away from there. That was disgusting. At least for me.
Ugh, all of the changes you have to make. I mean, ugh.
Gotta eat much.
So that was one thing. I had to learn how to swallow,
Yes.
chew gum.
Yeah.
So I would, it was just so much stuff I wanted to get away from. I didn't want to use thickening in my stuff all the time. So I had to learn how to figure out how I'm going to drink water or something and not choke, So
Yeah. Exactly.
well, thank God I never had a speech problem. Now, I did have some cognitive challenges.
Yeah.
Because I was comparing myself to my programming days.
Yes.
Like in the beginning, I would go in the kitchen to cook, and I remember one time, I actually started cooking 3 different things at one time.
And you didn't really realize it.
And I was getting confused. I was cooking spaghetti, and then I was frying chicken. Then I was boiling hot dogs. In one day. My son is laughing at me. And I remember standing in the middle of the floor thinking, I'm cooking 3 things at once. And I just had to laugh because I thought to myself, I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm standing in the middle of my kitchen and I'm confused. I'm making spaghetti and boiling hot dogs and frying chicken, and nothing was done.
You're trying to make everybody
didn't completely do the spaghetti. I didn't completely boil the hot dogs. I didn't completely fry the chicken. I stopped everything halfway. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry. I keep forgetting my son's in school, so I'm talking loud. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh. Your son's
I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, he's giving you a look. So, how do you? What can you just tell anybody else? How do you push somebody else to get through these hard days? What can you tell somebody else?
It won't always be like this.
Yes.
Just don't. It's gonna be days.
Yes.
When you don't want to get up.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to. And I had to learn. It took me a long time to be able to get up and function at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
So then you have to learn how to. I got to get up and I got to shower. I got to get dressed and I got to go through this whole thing where it takes me 3 hours to get ready. And sometimes you don't want to do that.
Right.
You have to push yourself and say, you know what? I don't want to do this, but nobody's going to do it for me. So
Yeah, and you have kids. You got to kind of motivate them up to get up.
And my daughter was 5 when I had my stroke, so she got the capable mama,
Right,
at least for a little while.
right, exactly, exactly.
So she's able to tell you how I was with her.
Right, right,
You know, I was up and working and running around,
right.
shopping and going out to eat and all this kind of stuff, going to the movies and stuff. And now she's having to deal with the slow mommy.
Yeah, yeah. But that's okay. I mean, this is how it is, and you're getting better every day. Yeah, you're making progress. So looking back, do you know what have some of been the biggest lessons you've learned during your time of recovery?
And I may be oversimplifying it, but keep going. And I don't want to make it seem like it's something so simple because it's not. Keep going. It's hard.
Right, right. Yes, exactly.
So and I hate to say it so flippantly, but yeah, you just gotta keep going.
Right.
And the more you push yourself, like they say, a body in motion stays in motion.
Yes.
You just gotta keep going. Sitting down isn't gonna do anything,
Right, right.
you know.
No kidding. Well, I'm glad to hear anything. Are there any other like last parting words that you can tell some of our because 99% of people here that are stroke survivors, um, and I mean, because there's one here. This is one here that Tanya just here that are stroke survivors.
I'm sorry. I pulled it up on my on.
Oh, you can do that.
I'm playing the live on YouTube. Can you hear it? Is it affecting you? I'm sorry.
Yeah, just turn it down.
I pulled it up on I'm playing the live on YouTube. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna do it. Okay. I'm playing the live. I got out of it.
Well, there's one Tanya just said. We're talking about, like you said, just getting dressed in the morning, taking a shower, or whatever is. I mean, there's a lot of work. She just said putting a bra on. And let's see. And Josh says, need inspiration. Think about people that didn't receive the second chance at life that we received.
Yep.
Very true. Very true. Well,
yeah, take that in consideration. Yeah, some people that had strokes is not here. I mean, they didn't get this chance.
Right.
Like I got an extra 16 years.
Yes, you did. To hang with your kids and get to see them and know them.
Yeah, like I got to see my daughter graduate high school.
Yeah.
So I could have missed a lot of stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. So
No,
I'm grateful to be here.
Yeah, no looking back now.
Yeah.
That's history.
That's why I'm so interested in that. Do you talk about the Modus Nova hand mentor on your
Yes.
on your shows?
Yes. Not all the time, but I do. I've had Dr. Housley. We talk all the time, and
okay.
I've had him on my show, and David Wu, who is the CEO there, and so so I do, and I don't know if they're probably watching or whatever, but I broke it, and so I had to send it back to the screen. I dropped it. Long story, but I dropped it. Yeah. So they're sending another one to me because oops, sorry, I didn't know what else to say.
Well, it was a mistake,
Yeah, things that, you try being a stroke survivor and having one arm that doesn't really work,
right?
So
and still trying to function, doing something that you really do need 2 hands for.
Right.
You really do, but you're trying to, you're trying to do the best you can.
Exactly. I agree.
Can y'all see the bottom of the screen where it says Adrienne Turk? Well, my Facebook name is I am Adrienne Turk.
Yes.
All together, no spaces.
Perfect. Yeah, I should have put that on there because so you saw the comment.
Yeah. Now see, I can see the whole comment now. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's coming up completely now. It was being hidden behind the word private chat, but
Right.
now it's coming up. So yeah.
Yeah. And can you see that one there?
Now right now all I can see is have a purpose. I can't see what it says before.
Okay. Well, Mike Peters says, I nearly gave up, but now I have a purpose.
Yeah,
That,
you gotta find your if you can find your why, why did this happen?
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If
I'm
you
with
can
you.
find your why and maybe how you're gonna use this thing, like I guess I wanna tell people I just wanna live it so that so that you keep living it.
Yeah.
I don't want you to give up because it's hard. It is. I understand.
Yeah.
It's
Stroke.
hard.
Exactly. But
Did you ever have the Sabo? Did you ever use any Sabo products?
I did. We talked. I've tried. I got everything so much in my toolbox. I mean, you
Yeah.
said your closet's like
Yeah.
full of.
Yes, I have a lot of things that I ended up, you just walk away from for different reasons.
Yeah.
I mean, because, and then you think, you know what? I've been doing this for 6 months or a year. This isn't helping me.
Right. Right.
I'm like, so, you just say, okay, you know what? And it just goes in your closet and you stop using it. I haven't used that Sabo thing since 2009.
Wow.
Yeah. Because, a lot of therapists aren't trained in using it.
Right.
And when they dismissed me from the last time I did outpatient, when they discharged me from that, I went straight into a workout environment
Right.
where, you get on, you do the treadmill, kind of stuff that you do by yourself.
Right.
And I still go to therapy sometimes.
Yeah. Right.
I'll go back and do some PT or OT,
Right.
and I've never run up on another therapist trained to do the SABO.
Yeah. Yeah. Very
So
rare.
it's been in my closet since then. I'll give it to somebody if they want it.
Yeah. No, I agree. I do the same
If
stuff.
anybody wants a Sabo Flex, because that's the one that tries to teach you, you grab the little spongy Nerf balls,
Yes.
and it has the springs that's trying to teach you to let go.
Yeah. Yep.
So if anybody want, and I've got the Sabo stretch that's like that tries to, I guess it really is trying to get you neutral.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything as far as extending or grabbing. It doesn't serve that purpose. It
Sure.
just tries to keep you neutral so your hand doesn't,
Yes. Exactly.
So if anybody wants that, let me know. Inbox me and tell me that you could use it, and I'll send it to you. It
That's
didn't do
awesome.
me any good, but that doesn't mean it won't do you any good.
That's true. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very, very kind of you to offer that.
Just because it didn't work for me, it might be the very thing somebody else needs.
Yeah. That's true.
So,
I agree. Well, I appreciate it so much. Anything else you want to last hurrah, or is there any final words?
I think I've talked enough. People are probably tired of me talking.
Oh no, not at all. But I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody else being here today, commenting and giving inspiration. You gave a lot of inspiration today. I appreciate it.
I hope I said something that'll encourage somebody and not discourage.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Not at all.
It's enough to deal with this and be on this journey for having people making you feel worse,
Right.
making you feel hopeless. That's not what I want to do. I
Right.
don't want to do that.
Yeah. Okay. Cheryl just said, I always say I'm going to end, but not at all. Love it. So you never did that. And if we inspire one person, then I feel like we did our job. At least that's how I feel. So
Yeah.
So, okay, last one. Mike Peters says, please send me a friend request. He's a great guy, even though he makes fun of me, but that's okay.
That's mean. Tell him to stop it. Don't do that.
Yeah, you better hear that.
That's mean. Don't do that. I'm on here trying to. What's his name? And I will send him a
Mike Peters. Mike Peters.
Is that one word or
No, his first name is Mike.
is it a
MIKE,
space?
and then his last name is Peters. P-E. I'm so sad. Mike Peters. Peters. Oh my gosh. And Salute says, Adrienne, you've been wonderful on this interview.
Thank you.
And Lynette Price, I'm just giving, since we're ending, great show and story, Lynette says.
Okay, I'm pulling up. As Mike Peters, what does his profile picture look like?
You know what? When we end, I'll get that for you. And
Well, you just send it to me in Messenger.
Messenger. I'll do
Yeah,
that.
just send it to me.
Yeah. And Cheryl just says I didn't catch her full Facebook name.
It's at the bottom. You see where it says "Talk Stroke with Adrienne Turk." My Facebook name is I am Adrienne Turk, all together.
Yeah. So hopefully,
And I'm this big pie face woman. You'll be able to tell my profile picture is my big pie face.
Nah.
My face is taking up the old picture. You'll be able to tell.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, it was fun. It was fun hanging with you today and having a great conversation. And okay, Mike Peters
Thank you
just
for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
If there was anything I could contribute, I'm more than happy to.
Yeah, I appreciate that, and I'm sure everybody else does too. That's why I do these, and we do these just to inspire people, just to hopefully.
Yes.
Like you said, some people feel like they're down the dumps. This stinks having a stroke, and it's not fun. But we just got to deal with it and move forward
the best way you can.
Yeah, that's right.
You can. Nobody can tell you how to do this.
Right.
Nobody can tell you. And I hate when people say, "If I were you, I would."
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like living in this body.
Yeah. Exactly. Just move.
This thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to stop talking now.
No, not at all. Well, I appreciate it. So, you guys, we will see you next time.
Well, bye, y'all.
That's right.
But yeah, I am Adrienne Turk. Send me a friend request.
Perfect. Everyone